Marble family that have been hanging there longer than I am old. And let's walk through the kitchen door to the kitchen and sit at Granny Marble's kitchen table. We're about to have a big old heaping helping of chicken fried steak and jalapeno gravy, plenty of Nanny's yeast rolls, and a cold cucumber salad, glass of iced tea, and a big old heaping helping of ag information as a part of the Monday, November the 23rd, 2020 edition of Down on the Farm. Let's pick a town in the big old middle of Down on the Farm country and do ag weather. Let's do Giddings. Mostly sunny, 73 the high, 60 the low. Tuesday the 24th, cloudy, 82 the high, 63 the low, 40% chance of rain, 3 or 4 points. 20% chance on Wednesday the 25th, 75 and 47. 60% chance on Thursday the 26th, mostly sunny. Between the 3 days, maybe 2 or 3 tenths of an inch. Friday, a better chance, maybe 3/4, 77 and 59. Saturday, another 60%, maybe another 2/3 of an inch, 64 and 46. Neighbor, there's your ag weather for just one of the beautiful communities here in Down on the Farm country. Neighbor, let's take a quick look at how our commodities are moving. March corn futures were headed for a sixth higher close in the past 7 trading days today, as overall South American dryness is forecast to continue in the next several weeks. As we look towards soybean futures, they continue their ascent, reaching but not exceeding the $12 mark in the overnight session. January beans are possibly headed for a 13th higher close in the past 15 days. Wheat, with world wheat values easing from their recent highs, wheat strength appears to be more sympathetic with corn and beans. Black Sea wheat values have fallen from the last week's new session highs. Neighbor, what do we have to look forward to today in cotton, live cattle, and feeder cattle? Well, in regards to cotton, the market is higher today on news that the third pharmaceutical developer is reporting a vaccine within a 90+% effectiveness rate. This afternoon, USDA is going to issue its weekly crop progress report as that relates to the 2020 harvest. And this being Thanksgiving, meaning that the cotton market will not trade Thursday, an abbreviated session on Friday. However, that weekly export sales report normally out on Thursday has been moved to Friday morning, so we have that to look forward to. As we look toward our cattle or livestock futures, neighbor, we see that following mostly steady cash cattle prices last week, packers and the feeders are expected to slowly enter the holiday market with uncertainty as to how many cattle will be traded through the shortened week. Although most of the cattle were reported to be sold at steady money, we did see levels of 110 on the hoof and the dirt, 172 hot and hanging on the rail. Thanksgiving is also likely that both sides will at least make a good start on needed cash sales by the end of the day Wednesday. Neighbor Hop Sing's ready to serve us a big old heaping helping of ag lunch, some chicken fried steak, jalapeno gravy, plenty of Nanny's yeast rolls, a cold cucumber salad, and a glass of iced tea. And a trip to talk to the good folks in Lexington, Russell Heller and family. They sold on Saturday. Russell, how'd it go?
Yes, sir. Sale was good. Had 1,414 total head with 241 cows.
Let's walk the pens.
Thinner packer cows brought 18 to 34, and the better cows brought 35 to 57. 3 to 400-pound steering bull calves, 110 to 185. 4 to 5 weights, $1.05 to 165. 5 to 6 weights, $1 to 150. 6 to 7 weights, 95 to 130. 7 to 8 weights, 90 to 115. On the heifers, 3 to 400-pound heifers, $1.05 to 165. 4 to 5 weights, $1 to 135. 5 to 6 weights, 95 to 125. 6 to 7 weights, 90 to 115. 7 to 8 weights, 85 to 105.
How does the number this year compare to the number last year?
It's about the same.
Okay.
Number-wise, they're about the same, yes, sir.
Right. You know, I noticed that we have had some record runs across the region because of dry weather. How were we moisture-wise this time last year? Do you remember?
Last fall, I think it started raining and we got moisture. It was dry early after spring and summer and fall. It was dry and then it started raining, so we got some moisture later last year, I think.
Yeah, so it's kind of a total different kind of situation this year than last. Well, you
could tell this week also. I mean, the calves weren't near as big as they were the week before, so they're pulling the lighter weight calves. Smaller calves now, they're not as big as they were.
Right, so we'll kind of see the absence of those that would have been coming after the holiday. We're getting them a little bit before the holiday, maybe.
That's kind of the way it's looking right now. Yes, sir.
Do you know of anything coming after the holiday?
One man's going to have about 15 calves, and another one's supposed to have 25.
All right, so your first sale after the holiday, I'm assuming, is going to be the 5th of December then, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Well, we'll look forward to it then. We'll touch base with you during the holiday week. In the meantime, tell everybody how to get a hold of you.
Yes, sir. You can get me on my cell, and that number is 979-820-7002.
This isn't what gets a cotton grower up. What gets a cotton grower up isn't made of plastic-covered electronics. It's made of heart, determination, the calling that doesn't need a buzzer. Because you know, early is the key to success. Stoneville Cotton knows too. It gets out of the ground earlier and establishes a healthy stand quicker, so it's less vulnerable to weeds, weather, and insects. For a stronger finish, own the early with Stoneville Cotton. BASF. We create chemistry. Always read and follow label directions.
Neighbor, I grew up in a household where firearms were kept. I also learned later in life when my kids joined 4-H and participated in the firearm programs offered there that a firearm is a firearm. It's never a weapon unless its intended use in your hand is that at that period of time. I have also been blessed to have studied firearm safety and weapons training. I've gotten to travel overseas to do that. I've gotten to train alongside Homeland Security agents, and I've gotten to train alongside Israeli Defense Force active duty soldiers. So I'm really coming full circle from that time that I grew up in a household where firearms were rested in the corner of a closet with ammunition either in the magazine or on the top shelf of that closet. And that probably wasn't the thing to be doing, but that's the way we did back then. But back then, I would have benefited from the same type of program that I put my kids through in 4-H when they were 8, 9, and 10 years old. Do we have effective hunter safety programs within the state of Texas? Jessica Dommel speaks about the effectiveness of the programs we have on today's Texas Wildlife Radio. Jessica?
For more than 30 years, the state of Texas has required hunters below a certain age to take a course in hunter safety. A study reveals that requirement has paid off. According to the 2019 Texas Hunting Incident Analysis, Texas has seen a substantial decrease in hunting-related accidents and fatalities since hunter education became mandatory in 1988. That year, 18,000 hunters in Texas took hunter education. There were 12 hunting-related fatalities and 70 accidents reported. Last year, which was 31 years after the hunter education requirement went into effect, more than 56,000 hunters have completed hunter education, and there was only one hunting-related fatality and 21 accidents statewide. The number one cause of hunting-related incidents during the general hunting season is careless handling of firearms in and around vehicles. Steve Hall, the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department's Hunter Education Coordinator, reminds all hunters to keep their firearms pointed in a safe direction at all times. Hunter education is required for people hunting in Texas who were born on or after September 2, 1971. There are two options for hunter education: online and basic classroom. The online option is only available to hunters 17 years old or older. Details are available on the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department website. That's tpwd.texas.gov. tpwd.texas.gov. On that site, click on Hunting and then Hunter Education. Again, that's on tpwd.texas.gov.
Conventional wisdom says that you get what you pay for, and conventional wisdom is right. You won't find Crystalix in the bargain aisle, but it will always get optimal performance out of your cattle. Whether you feed it in a steel or plastic barrel or our sustainable single-trip bio barrel, Crystalix is more than just a supplement. It's an investment. With Crystalix, performance is served. Visit Crystalix.com to find a dealer near you.
There's no typical growing season. Each one brings different challenges. So what if this year we do something different? Like stepping up to Altura, a powerful at-planting technology from Nutrien Ag Solutions. Step up to extended nutrient efficiency and plant performance. Step up to better productivity and profitability in your fields. Take your fertility program to the next level with Altura, powered by C2 technology. Talk to your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant or visit lpi.ag/stepup to learn more.
You have been listening to the Texas Wildlife Radio Show. For the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network, I am Jessica Dommel.
Neighbor, before we talk to some of the livestock operators that are doing business today, let's review a Friday sale from down in deeper South Texas on the coastal bend. Rodney Butler, Beeville Livestock. Rodney, how did that sale turn out?
We had some good cattle and they sold good. Market was probably 4 to 8 cents cheaper in some spots, but most of the cattle sold steady if they were quality. We had 1,006 head of cattle, 2 horses, and 9 goats and sheep. 2 to 300 pound steers, $1.43 to $1.70. Heifers, $1.18 to $1.50. 300 to 400 pound steers, $1.31 to $1.65. Heifers, $1.12 to $1.57. 400 to 500 pound steers, $1.23 to $1.67. Heifers, $1.08 to $1.50. 5 to 600 pound steers, $1.12 to $1.42. Heifers, $1.04 to $1.40. 600 to 700 pound steers, $1.03 to $1.17. Heifers, $1.03 to $1.11. 700 to 800 pound steers, $1 to $1.14, and heifers were $94 to $1.05. Packer cows and bulls were softer this week. They took off money off both packer cows and bulls. Cows brought from anywhere from 25 to 51 cents. Bulls brought from 65 to 72. Our bred cows we had brought anywhere from 690 to 800, and we didn't have any pairs this Friday.
All right, and this Friday we will have no sale.
We will have no sale this Friday. Wish everybody a safe Thanksgiving. Hope they all do well and pray for some rain, please, sir.
All right, we appreciate you, and we'll talk with you after the holiday. Thank you, Rodney Butler.
Thank you, and take care.
Neighbor, I want to remind you about my friends Stephen and Terry Lehman at Lehman Pipe and Cattle. They've got used sucker rod in 5/8, 3/4, 7/8, and 1 inch, and they've got used oil fill pipe, the #1 structural, straight, no holes, splits, or heavy scale, 2 3/8, 2 7/8, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 6 5/8, 7 5/8, 10 3/4 in 16 and 24 inch diameters. Also, from time to time, they see some #2 pipe available at a reduced price. Truckload discounts and delivery also available. They also have cattle guards. They make them from 10 foot wide to 30 foot wide, depending on the customer's needs and wants, with or without wings or cross gates. Also, the heavy-duty concrete beams to set them on. Stephen and Terry Lehman, Lehman Pipe and Cattle. Email them at lehmanpipe@gmail.com or call Stephen at 979-966-3447 or Terry at 979-820-8155. That's Stephen and Terry Lehman, Lehman Pipe and Cattle. Neighbor, there are sales today, and I just spoke with old Riley Rhodes at Live Oak Livestock, and he's still continuing to draw cattle. So we're sending our cowboy crew down there to help them. They've already eaten their lunch. Cowboy crew, go to work. Riley Rhodes, put them to work them hard, and tell us what you expect for today's sale.
Looks good, Larry. I'm going to end up with around 1,500, it looks like. A little lighter than last week, but quality looks really good. Again, got a really good set of black, kind of some Angus cross calves here. There's about 130 of those. Really good calves, most of those being steers and been castrated. And then a couple sets of Charolais calves. Got a couple sets of Brayford calves. Got some really nice F1 Brayford heifers back there. Cow-wise, we got a little string of probably 20 or 30 little young palpated cows, and got some middle-aged and older palpated cows too. Probably have 70 or 80 bred cows for tomorrow. So looks pretty good. I think we'll end up with 1,500 for tomorrow.
Tell everybody how to get a hold of you.
361-813-6650 is the cell. 361-786-2553 is the office. Webpage, liveoaklivestock.com. And also just want to remind everybody on that December the 7th, we'll have the William Peter calf sale.
Good deal. We'll be telling people about it. Thank you, Riley.
Thank you, sir.
I'm on the line with Stephen. He's in the outside sales department at D&D. Stephen, when I look out there, I see lots of deer blinds and feeders. Talk to us about them.
Larry, now is the time to get a blind or a feeder from us here. We carry all seasons, Lamco, the Judge. We also carry Atascosa and T-Box deer blinds.
Tell everybody how to contact you at D&D.
You can reach us here at 830-379-7340, extension 260.
Neighbor, that windmill has been pumping a little slow. Since there's no wind today, I'm going to go out and fix the leathers. While I do that, y'all finish eating and talk to Kenny Mingus from Milam County Livestock Auction Cameron. Kenny, how'd the sale look Friday?
Well, it went okay, Larry. We had a lot of cattle to work through. We had a total of 3,237 head. Out of that mix, we probably had about 500 cows.
Good. Let's walk the pens.
All right, we'll start with the steers. Under 300, 138 to 165. 3 to 400 pound steers, 127 to 175. 4 to 500 pound steers, 105 to 167. And over 580 to $1.45. On the heifers under 300, 126 to 156. 3 to 400 pound heifers, 115 to 154. 4 to 500 pound heifers, $1 to $1.37, and over 570 to 129. On the Packer cows from 20 to 57. Added a little money to them. On the Packer bulls from 60 to 86. Some good stocker cows on the bred cows from 480 to 11 and a quarter. And on the cow calf pairs from 9 and a quarter to 1,500.
What was your count?
32, 37.
Now, you said you were looking for a record. Did you set the record?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's a new one for us.
Yeah. Now, how did the numbers that you sold this week, this year, match up with what you did this time last year? Have you looked yet?
I did not, but it would be considerably larger this year than it would have been last year.
Do you remember kind of where we were moisture-wise this time last year?
I think we were good last year this time. It was raining and had rained, had a lot of good grazing, right now, from what I can remember. So I'm sure that's got a lot to do with the numbers that we had as we're getting pretty dry.
Right. What do you know coming after the holiday?
I hadn't had many calls yet. I think if we stay dry through this deal, I don't know if we'll have as many as we did, before Thanksgiving, but I sure think good many of them.
I understand. Well, tell everybody how to get a hold of you there in Cameron.
You bet. Just catch us here at the office from about Monday to Wednesday at 254-697-6697. You can follow us on our webpage at MilamCountyLivestockAuction.com or catch us on Facebook. I'd like to wish everybody a safe and a happy Thanksgiving holiday, and hope to see everybody back here the following Friday after Thanksgiving. We will not have a sale Friday after Thanksgiving.
We appreciate it, and we will talk to you before then.
Thank you. Y'all have a safe and a happy one, Larry.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Neighbor, now let's go to the Texas Farm Bureau Radio News Desk. Carrie Martin has our row crop-related topic. Carrie?
Uncertainty over the Texas wheat crop. I'm Kerry Martin with Focus on Agriculture on the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network. Well, the 2021 wheat crop is now in the ground and growing, but there's still a lot of uncertainty about how this new winter wheat season will go in the Texas High Plains. James Hunt has more from Amarillo.
I think right now we're just kind of in a precarious situation. We've got the crop up, and for the conditions that we've had, most folks are telling me it looks pretty decent considering.
What Steely Fishbacher of Texas Wheat Producers means is considering how dry things have been in the Texas High Plains, where despite that snow and rain 3 weeks ago, our precipitation totals remain well below normal both for the year overall and for the period since the wheat season began. And with a pessimistic moisture outlook for the winter months ahead, Fishbacher says it's difficult for farmers to be very aggressive about doing any early marketing of this season's crop.
We do have an attractive cash price, but at the same time, when you're looking out at the field and you have really dry conditions and a forecast for lower than normal precipitation, it's really hard to take that move.
And Fishbacher says what happens precipitation-wise over the next few months will influence farmers' decisions on whether to graze out their fields or carry their wheat all the way to grain harvest. In Amarillo, James Hunt for the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network.
There's no typical growing season. Each one brings different challenges. So what if this year we do something different? Like stepping up to Altura, a powerful at-planting technology from Nutrien Ag Solutions. Step up to extended nutrient efficiency and plant performance. Step up to better productivity and profitability in your fields. Take your fertility program to the next level with Altura, powered by C2 technology. Talk to your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant or visit lpi.ag/stepup to learn more.
Conventional wisdom says that you get what you pay for, and conventional wisdom is right. You won't find Crystalix in the bargain aisle, but it will always get optimal performance out of your cattle. Whether you feed it in a steel or plastic barrel or our sustainable single-trip bio barrel, Crystalix is more than just a supplement. It's an investment. With Crystalix, performance is served. Visit Crystalix.com to find a dealer near you. Texas Congressman Mike Conaway took to the House floor this week to deliver his final floor speech. Conaway thanked his staff for their hard work and support, especially the staff of the House Agriculture Committee, which Conaway chaired.
My professional staff in D.C., and most notably the outstanding folks at the House Ag Committee, who've done incredible work for me and production agriculture and rural America over the last 6 years, including, Madam Speaker, passing a farm bill at the same calendar year that it was introduced.
Conaway is retiring after 16 years in Congress. I'm Kerry Martin on the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network.
Neighbor, let's take a look at those commodities of ag interest. March corn, 432.5 up 4 1/4. Jan beans, 11.90 3/4 up 9 3/4. March Kansas City hard red winter wheat up 3 1/2 at 5.62 3/4. March number 2 cotton up 96 at 73.92. February live cattle up 235 at 113 even money. January feeder cattle up 340 at 138 even money. February lean hogs up 212 at 67.47. December U.S. dollar index up 255 points at 92.65. March number 2 cotton up 96 at 73.92. December gold 41.40 on the downside, $1,831.10 by the ounce. January West Texas Intermediate crude at 55.42.97. There's your commodities of ag interest. Neighbor, let's take a look at the grains, courtesy of John Tuggle. Call 800-288-4453. Milo through Corpus in November, 11.49. Corn through Corpus in November, 4.68 1/4. Hard red winter wheat through Corpus in November, 6.25 1/4. And we'll call Houston beans, 11.91. Neighbor, let's check Texas cotton right quick. We moved 6,824 bale of East Texas, 11,296 bale of West Texas on Friday, bringing us to a total of 18,070 total bales sold at an average price of $68.96. Neighbor, this is no average run-of-the-mill farm and ranch news program. It's the best in 300,000 square miles of the great state of Texas. I don't know if Texas is that big, but it ought to be. Neighbor, I'm down on the farm. Good day.